The sun has not risen yet. But it will. And when it does, it will try to kill you. You are somewhere in the Sahara Desert. Your GPS is dead. Your phone has no signal. And in your hand, you are holding exactly 1 liter of water. 1 plastic bottle. That is everything between you and the most efficient killing machine on the planet, the desert itself. Most people in this situation make the same fatal mistake within the first 30 minutes. They start walking. Fast. Determined. Into the heat. And that decision alone, that single, confident, completely wrong decision, is what fills desert morgues every year. Here is what the Sahara actually is. The largest hot desert on Earth. Temperatures that reach 50 degrees Celsius, that is 122 degrees Fahrenheit, by midday. Ground surface temperatures that can exceed 70 degrees. And air so dry that your sweat evaporates before you even feel it. Which means your body is losing water without giving you the warning sign that should save your life. Your body needs a minimum of 2 to 3 liters of water per day just to survive at rest in that heat. You have 1. Do the math. You are already behind. And every decision you make in the next few hours will either slow the deficit or accelerate it into a death sentence. So what do? You do the thing that feels completely wrong. You stop moving. You sit down. You find shade or you make it. This is rule number 1 of desert survival, codified in the U.S. Army Survival Manual FM March 5, 70, in extreme heat, conserve water by minimizing exertion. Every step you take in full sun costs your body between half a liter and a full liter of water per hour. You have 1 liter total. Walking is not an option. Walking is a countdown timer pointed at your own death. Here is what shade does. It can reduce the temperature around your body by up to 15 degrees Celsius. That is not a small number. That is the difference between your body losing water at a catastrophic rate and losing it at a survivable rate. Shade is not comfort. Shade is a survival tool. If there is no natural shade, no rock, no dune overhang, no scrub brush, you make it. You take off your outer shirt and prop it up with sticks, trekking poles, or anything you can find. You create a gap between you and the ground, because the ground is radiating heat upward at 70 degrees. Even 6 inches of elevation can drop your body temperature by several degrees. Now, your 1 liter of water. When do you drink it? Here is the counterintuitive answer: not all at once. Not in big gulps when you feel desperate. The U.S. Army Field Manual is explicit about this: sip. Small amounts. Consistently. Your body can only absorb water at a limited rate. Flooding your system does not hydrate you faster. It just means you urinate the excess and lose the benefit entirely. Divide your liter mentally. Roughly 200 milliliters every 2 hours. That gives you 10 hours of managed hydration. 10 hours is enough time for the temperature to drop at nightfall, and nightfall is when everything changes. But there is something happening inside your body right now that you cannot feel. And it is the most dangerous part of this situation. It is called hyponatremia, which means your blood sodium levels are dropping as your water-to-salt ratio shifts. In plain terms, if you drink water without any salt intake, you can actually die from drinking water in a survival situation. Your cells swell. Your brain swells. You seize. This is why survival experts carry salt tablets. This is why military rations include electrolytes. If you have any food, any crackers, any trail mix, anything with sodium, you eat small amounts alongside your water. Not because you are hungry. Because salt is what keeps the water you are drinking from killing you. Hour 2. The sun is now fully up. The heat is building. Your instinct is screaming at you to move, to do something, to find help. This instinct is wrong. It is the panic response. The cortisol in your bloodstream is telling your legs to go. You override it. You stay still. You breathe slowly. You protect your skin. Cover every inch of exposed skin. This sounds wrong in the heat. It feels wrong. But this is one of the most well-documented survival truths in desert warfare. Bedouin nomads, who have survived the Sahara for thousands of years, wear loose, full-body covering in temperatures that would hospitalize most people. The fabric traps a thin layer of cooler air next to your skin. It blocks direct solar radiation. Exposed skin loses water dramatically faster than covered skin. Your head is the most critical point. Your brain generates more heat than almost any other organ. Without head covering, you can lose an additional liter of water through scalp radiation and increased respiration alone. Use your shirt. Use your jacket. Use anything. Wrap it. A turban is not a fashion choice in the desert. It is a life-saving engineering solution. Hour 4. You are thirsty in a way you have never been thirsty before. Your mouth is dry. Your lips are beginning to crack. Your urine, if you can produce any, is dark yellow, almost orange. This is early dehydration. You are at roughly a 2% loss of body water. At this level, your cognitive function, your ability to think clearly and make good decisions, drops by up to 20%. This is the moment most people make their second fatal mistake. They see a shimmer on the horizon. They convince themselves it is water. It is not. It is a mirage, a real optical phenomenon caused by light bending through superheated air near the ground. The human brain, starved of water and desperately pattern matching for survival, sees what it wants to see. You do not chase it. You do not move toward it. You stay. Now here is your most powerful survival asset, and it costs you nothing. Signaling. During daylight hours, any reflective surface you have, a phone screen, a watch face, a foil wrapper, a mirror, becomes a beacon that can be seen from aircraft up to 16 kilometers away. The U.S. Air Force Survival Manual explicitly lists improvised mirror signaling as one of the highest probability rescue methods in open terrain. You signal every time you hear any aircraft. Every time. Make your location visible from above. Arrange rocks, clothing, or any dark material into a large X or SOS on the ground. Rescue aircraft scan for patterns that do not belong in nature. A straight line. A perfect circle. A letter. These things do not occur naturally in desert terrain. They are read from the air instantly. Hour 6. The temperature is at its peak. This is the most dangerous window. Your survival rate bar is dropping. But you are still in shade. You are still sipping. You have signaled. You are doing everything right. And doing everything right in a survival scenario feels like doing nothing because the action is restraint. The heroism is stillness. There is one more resource you may not have considered. Moisture. Not water you carry, water the desert hides. In the early morning hours, before the sun rises, desert air drops in temperature enough for condensation to form on rocks, metal surfaces, and dense vegetation. Survivors have collected enough condensation from a single large rock face overnight to extend their survival window by several critical hours. If you have a plastic bag or any waterproof material, tie it around living vegetation, even sparse desert scrub, and leave it overnight. The plant's transpiration process, the water it breathes out through its leaves, will collect inside the bag. This method, documented in multiple military survival manuals including the British Army Field Manual, can yield 50 to 100 milliliters of water overnight. Not enough to end your crisis. Enough to buy you more time. Hour 8. The sun is dropping. The temperature is falling, slowly at first, then faster. This is the moment your calculus changes. Movement is now becoming viable. But you do not run. You do not rush. You calculate first. The rule of threes, the foundational survival framework, tells you that in extreme heat, you have roughly 3 hours without shade before heatstroke sets in. Heatstroke is not feeling hot. Heatstroke is when your body's cooling system, sweating, shuts down completely. Your core temperature spikes above 40 degrees Celsius. Your organs begin to fail. You lose consciousness. Without immediate medical intervention, you die within hours. You have avoided that. Now, at dusk, with your remaining water, even if it is only a few sips, you begin moving. Not fast. Not in a panic. You choose a direction based on one principle: water follows gravity. Valleys. Low ground. Dry riverbeds, called wadis in Arabic, often contain subsurface water even when they appear bone dry on the surface. Dig 18 to 24 inches down in the outer bend of a dry riverbed and you may find damp sand, or even a seep of water. You navigate by stars. The North Star, Polaris, sits directly above the North Pole and does not move. If you are in the Sahara and you need to move north toward a coast or populated area, Polaris is your compass. It is always there. It does not require batteries. It does not require a signal. And here is the final counterintuitive truth about desert survival. The Sahara has killed explorers who were found with water still in their canteens. They rationed too hard. They were so afraid of running out that they drank too little, too late, and their bodies shut down before the water ran out. Survival hydration is not about making your water last as long as possible. It is about keeping your body functional long enough to be rescued or to find more. You drink when your body needs it. You stay cool. You signal constantly. You move only at dusk and dawn. You rest through the killing hours of midday. And you remember that the desert does not care how strong you are. It does not care how determined you are. The Sahara has killed soldiers, explorers, and endurance athletes. What separates the ones who survived is not toughness. It is knowledge applied calmly under pressure. The sun has not risen yet. But it will. And when it does, unlike the thousands who have died in this desert making the same predictable, deadly, instinct-driven mistakes, you already know exactly what to do. Shade first. Sip slowly. Signal constantly. Move at dusk. And never, ever trust your instinct to run.